Security Cluster ministers say 19 suspects have been identified as the main instigators of the unrest in July last year in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. They briefed the media about the progress made in holding the transgressors accountable. Defence Minister Thandi Modise has described it as the most violent civil unrest in democratic South Africa. My colleague, fellow anchor and reporter Heidi Giokos was following the story for us. She was at the briefing. She's joining us now in the studio as we reflect on this incident 1 year later. Good afternoon, Heidi. How many people have actually been arrested and how many more are police saying they're still investigating?
There are going to be a number of people that could possibly still be arrested. And the reason for this is because Police Minister Cele says investigations are still ongoing. We also heard from Defence Minister Thandi Modise indicating the fact that the National Prosecuting Authority will be able to give more directive with regards to how many cases are still going to proceed with regards to what happened last year, that July unrest. Over 350 people lost their lives, billions of rands lost, our economy literally brought to its knees. So this is massive for government to make sure to be seen to have a grip on the situation. Police Minister saying that there are 8 people that have been identified to be basically behind the July unrest and this national shutdown. We do know that 19 people have been arrested, and the Police Minister is saying that more will be arrested. He's not saying it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, as investigations continue. Let's listen to the Police Minister with those exact details.
The DPCI is putting eye on 86 more people on this matter. But there are 19 that will be regarded as instigators. 8 are arrested by DPCI, which are hawks, and 11 are arrested by the detective team that was put together there. So there are 19, they remain as 19. 2 of them cases have been withdrawn, and almost all of them, they are on bail. Once you are on bail, which means there is a case to answer, that is going, I hear Tula Sizo saying could be fast and all that. I think for the fact that they are on bail, the fact that they are in court, that means the thing is progressing. 19, 8 of them is DPCI, special detective team that was created dealing with these matters, 11 of those. 2 of them cases withdrawn. Almost rest of them, they are on bail, which means they have a case to answer.
I think while we're waiting for more consequences in this matter, Heidi, people are wondering what's going to be done to make sure that this will not happen again in South Africa.
That's a good question, Bradan, and I wish that I had the right answer and a concrete answer, because I did pose the question about the kind of unrest and possible national shutdown that we are seeing in Mpumalanga as we speak on the N4, with trucks basically lining up and blocking key intersections and areas there in Mpumalanga. And I had asked the question about, is this not an alarm bell for government? Is this not a sign? This is exactly how it started last year in July, where key national routes had been blocked, and it was done by trucks in the beginning. But it seems as though police, including the Defence Minister, they've indicated that they are on high alert. They are patrolling key areas, especially highways, as they believe that this could possibly be where anything could start if it does happen again, which we do hope it does not happen again. What's key here is that they are looking at recommendations and trying to implement them by making sure they bolster the police and they bolster all boots on the ground. This was one of the biggest issues last year, was that the police did not have the capacity to deal with what was happening in the country, and it was just spiraling out of control. There were just too many incidences and too few police trying to control the situation. So according to Defence Minister Thandi Modise, she's indicated that they are working with CPF, they are working with communities to try and build these strong structures and to try and build capacity should there be any signs of or any possibility of any unrest happening again. They're also trying to monitor social media. I think this is a big one, given the fact that it seems as though this is where it all started last year. But they seem to say that they have a grip on the situation and they will monitor every single aspect, including those believing to be the instigators behind last year's unrest. Let's listen to the Defence Minister.
An additional budget has been allocated for this purpose, with a specific focus on those CPF structures that still need support. You will remember that the last time we had a briefing here, we spoke about 10,000 new recruits for the police. Now, in December, these recruits will be deployed to the various police stations to bolster the existing SEP's capacity. In responding effectively to public unrest, the capacitation of public order policing has been prioritized. As a result, public order policing will receive an additional 4,000 members during this financial year.